Pulse of the Heartland podcast. We don't have the timing down on this starting yet because it's a few second delay. Welcome to episode 57. We do appreciate you following along here, having a little fun with us on a Tuesday night. If you're watching live on YouTube, we do appreciate it. Thank you for listening to all the previous episodes. There's only 56 other ones you could listen to. But we do want to hear from you tonight. Might be short and sweet. We need some topics to talk about. So want some of the listeners to chime in here and we can hit those topics. Joey, how can people get a hold of us?
Hit us up on Twitter and Instagram at Heart Pulse. And as always, search us on Facebook, Pulse of the Heartland. If you're watching now on YouTube, you know how to get it. If you aren't, just search Pulse of the Heartland. You can find all our past videos. You can find this video. And we're also live every Tuesday from now on Twitter and YouTube, right around 7:30, 8 o'clock, and you'll find us.
All right. Well, Joey, what are you drinking?
So right now I am finishing up it's supposedly local to Nashville, but it's called The Long Drink, and it's a Finnish beer seltzer thing.
So the blurred background you got to hide all the illegal activity going on behind you there kind of blurred your beer out, so we can't see it.
There we go. Yeah.
There you go.
It's just cocaine back there, Trent. No worries.
Yeah, what type of party are you having back there that you're not supposed to be doing?
Lots of it. Give me 1 second. I'll unblur the black.
Hey!
Why do I see Ron Jeremy walking back there?
Big old dick. No, listen, I got a 2-bedroom or 2-bed suite this week, so instead of a king bed, I got 2, which is fine.
That for the hooker?
Are you gonna sleep in a different bed every night?
Here. No,
Wendy.
As you can see, I am super organized when I stay at places. That's all my stuff. What's on my desk. I try not to be super messy because, one, it makes it easy if I need to leave in the morning, and then sometimes when I travel multiple hours on end, it's easier just to get up and go and not have to deal with shit. So I try to be organized when I stay places. Now at home, Brian's not so much. It just is what it is.
180 flip.
I appreciate how organized you keep it on the road, Joey. I like it.
Yep.
So
nice
where you
and
at?
tight. I am in Nashville this week. So I got in last night, went and had barbecue at Martin's Barbecue. Good stuff. It's kind of overhyped. I've had better barbecue in Nashville, especially downtown on Broadway and stuff. And I've heard that the Broadway Martin's is primo, staying towards the south end by like Nolansville. And that's the original Martin's. So they're known for their whole hog smoke pit. One thing I pointed with, they don't have sausage, so I couldn't compare sausage. Their brisket, though, it was good. You could tell we got there about 6:30, so I'm sure they started at 5. It wasn't as juicy as I would normally hope, but it was still good. Their sauces are very, very good, and their green beans were fucking primo. Their sides were awesome. And then I also had a couple of the ribs that my boss had a wet rib and a dry rub. The dry rub had a lot of paprika, which isn't mine, but the tenderness was on point. And the wet rib was just excellent. So, yeah, try Martin's when you're in Nashville, especially the one on Broadway. So the one I went to had a 4.6, and the one on Broadway has a 4.9 rating. So you can also look them up on Facebook and Netflix. They're all over the place as far as like being the best barbecue in Nashville. But like I said, I've had other places on Broadway that are also good. And tomorrow night, I don't know. I've had Nashville hot before. I'm not a huge fan. It's super bready. If you like a lot of flavor, just like intense, it's really good. But for me, it was just too much right away. I didn't get to taste any of the chicken.
You said they're on Netflix, Joey?
What's that?
You said this, Martins. You said they're on social. They're on Facebook and Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix. They have they're on one of the Boss or Master shows that's on there. Yeah, sorry.
I thought you.
Yeah, they're on Facebook. No, I meant to say they're on Netflix because they're on a couple of the shows. The way I found them was on YouTube, and I just Nashville best barbecue places. And I know we're content creators, and I can't hate on people too much, but if you have best barbecue or best places to eat in Nashville, it's just a bunch of fucking millennials taking like GoPro videos. It's kind of
fucking people taking videos of themselves creating content. Exactly. And just...
Brian,
but they're like,
you're a millennial. Get on it.
We're all millennials.
I hate this. Oh, this is so good. Oh, this donut, it has beef in it and cream. Oh.
Yeah,
I hate it.
Haven't you heard of mukbang, Joey?
What?
Haven't you heard of mukbang?
What the fuck is mukbang?
It's literally just people eating, and it's like ASMR for that shit, and it's like them just gorging on food. So I don't know. It's probably not that, but yeah, I mean, there's people that's their whole content creation is like it would seriously be like the camera would be me up here, and like the food is up to here, and they're just fucking wobbling at it.
Hold on. Hold on. Let's do some ASMR with me chugging this beer. Ready?
You know what you got to do. Okay, so go to the barbecue place tomorrow. This is opposed to the Heartland Mukbang episode. I don't know why I find that so funny, but it's hilarious to me.
Joey, that's some good gurgling you did there. Thank you for that.
Thanks.
Oh my.
Well, since we're still on me and I haven't opened, this is a local beer called Homestyle Double IPA. This is made right in Nolansville. And here we go.
Okay.
Oh, shit, I got it on my computer.
It would be way better if Joey would have went, oh shit, and his camera just cut out at that point. How is it?
It's a little dry, hoppy. It's double IPA for sure. There's a lot of hoppy.
Well, I would assume it's damn.
So it's disgusting.
A double disgusting to you. It's a double.
Yeah.
I liked it. I like it. I like it a lot.
What are you gonna give it on?
Should I get closer and ready?
No, please.
Yeah, you're not like.
So.
Oh shit! Oh, God!
Oh, that's awful.
Oh, Clark, we've lost Clark.
We lost Carl.
Is that all we're gonna do the rest of the episode? Just fucking slurp our fucking drink.
I told you it's the mukbang episode.
Oh, mukbang, yeah. I just like introducing you guys to new, younger millennial concepts like mukbang and TikTok.
See, that's why Bryant needs to get the GoPro and he can start doing this.
I'll just put it right on my fucking head.
Oh, so I know we need to move on from. We can talk more about this. We are going to a beer fest this weekend in Missouri, so maybe we can get some live content with some beer tasting on YouTube.
Oh yeah. If anything, we'll definitely give them a shout on Twitter and whatever we can. Probably some Instagram stuff. I don't know how photogenic I am, but we'll get some pictures of the beers at least.
Brian, you're the most photogenic of all five of us. Okay.
Yeah. I was just trying to be polite about it. Joey, where the fuck is the? Oh, put it in the group chat.
All right. Well, now that Clark's back, what are you drinking over there, Clark?
I had to run upstairs to get it because I had it not in my beer fridge, so I forgot I had it. I've been saving this.
Oh, I think I know what it is.
One of our loyal customers, or not customers, listeners, the one and only Torres. I'm giving him a hook 'em right now because he can't see it.
Oh,
Dropped me off one of the Natural Light.
Oh, Natural
lemonade.
Oh,
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Actually, red, white, and blueberry lemonades. So
is that new or is that? Because I know they did like the pink lemonade last year, but I didn't know if they did red, white, and blue.
So they've had the pink lemonade, the strawberry lemonade for 2 years. Last year, their new release was the pineapple lemonade beer,
Okay.
Fantastic. That's the one Trent and I polished off a case of the day I bought them.
Mhm.
And then
You're just
this-
gonna try one.
Yeah.
We drink a
Hey,
case.
Trent, you want to try this beer? Sure. 12 later.
Yep.
So yeah, this is this year's new release, the red, white, and blueberry Natter Days. So
Okay.
Yeah.
That's weak.
I was
Not
expecting
crisp.
more.
ooh,
But
blueberries, baby. Blueberries.
really,
Who doesn't love them?
Oh, you sound refreshed.
I feel like I'm sitting in the garage on a beautiful day, drinking an amazing beer right now. That's just a feeling it gives you.
Tastes
It's
like
amazing.
summer.
It tastes like summer.
Yeah.
That is exactly right.
Wish you
Trent.
would have had that last week when the temps were like in the freaking 80s, don't you?
Right? Yeah, that'd have been amazing. I still haven't found it myself, so thank you, Torres. Appreciate you, bud. This one's
Hey.
for you.
Arrowhead Parkway, Walmart,
Well,
Sioux
we-
Falls,
we-
South Dakota.
There it is.
Um,
So we talked enough Joey about all Joey stuff. He just left at that point, but he's back.
Joey was done with the podcast.
The beverage I had pulled out of the fridge and had down here, been sipping on it out of my old mug from yours truly, Mr. Varlick over there, was the Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey Lemonade.
Try
I love
that
my
one.
lemonade tonight. It's delicious.
Hell yeah. Good,
All
good,
right.
good.
Trent,
Well-
you got one of these?
I do have one of those. I should probably be like Clark in the Flash over there and run upstairs and get it.
That's
Mhm.
right.
Okay. Oh, Ryan, what are you drinking?
I've just got water tonight. I'm lame.
No,
Okay.
no story behind the water. You're not, recovering from yesterday.
No,
or
I'm not on
anything,
call.
or-
Nothing cool like that. No, nothing cool like that. It's it was hot outside today. I did some work outside. I just feel like I need to get some water.
Hey, I respect that.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
It's vital to life.
Vital life. My most of the time my body is about 50% Monster Energy and maybe 10% Coke. I should probably get some water to filter that Monster out at some point.
When your blood feels like it's sludging more than pumping because it's like Diet Mountain Dew and all the pop you drink. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that feeling
Yeah,
also.
Yeah, that water's okay every other week. That's all you need.
Yeah.
That's the thing is my wife will drink about. It's pretty large. She'll drink about 10 of these a day. I mean, she chugs water.
Yeah.
I'm lucky to get down one. She gets headaches because she drinks so much water. If she doesn't have like 6 of these, she'll get a headache. And I'm like, yep, get me my 1 bottle of water today and Monster to keep me going. That's
I feel you there.
Bryant, what are you drinking up there?
Bud Light Hard Seltzer, the classic cola there. So I don't know. I think I like the cherry cola one a little bit more. It came in that variety pack, but this one's pretty solid.
I'm a little disappointed that now that we're doing this on video, you can't even show us a cool can.
Yeah, I would say I have a couple of them on display if you really want me to bring them over. Now that we have the live pic, I used to go by pictures and I have to describe it. Now I just hold it up.
Bud Light.
Yeah. Here's my
so
Bud Light.
Bryant, last night during the golf podcast or golf deal, I didn't want to do the whole "what are you drinking" thing because I'm like that's for the POTH pod. I don't want to take it away from that. Well, my brother he showed up with a special can. I don't know if you saw that, but it was like an angry monkey on an organ grinder, and I can't remember what it was called. Yeah, I can't remember what the beer was called. Some beer out of Mankato. But it was an awesome can, so I had to have it shown off.
Well, I think I'm going to have to get back into the creative cans now. I've been trying to empty my fridge of all my old beer and stuff. Now we're live. I'm going to have to go back to I might have to go back to some originals like the post Home Alone or the Hop Tart shit like that. So
Do you want to empty my fridge of all of my old beer too?
yeah, I'll be a good friend and help, buddy. Just send them on over. I'll drink them.
Still got wedding beers?
Yeah. I do.
Oh boy.
I don't drink that. I drink on the podcast. That's pretty much it. That's
Well,
the
we need to
extent,
start
you know.
having more podcasts then.
Yeah,
Moral
yeah.
of the story: we're not potting
Yeah.
enough for Clark.
Clark will start texting us every night, guys. We need to do a podcast. I need a beer.
Yeah.
Jonesing for a
Hey, we
beer.
can always throw a quick restream of 20 minutes on just to go over who's drinking what.
Yeah.
Clark's in the
True.
background
True.
just shotgunning beers.
Hey, I mean, I'm already on my third beer here. You guys are, sipping away. So
Falling behind.
I mean, you've seen pardon the
Stone
interruption.
cold it and go like that and get rid of them quickly.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
How about we do a quick segment where it's all these short segments that we have here? We'll just fill it in 90 seconds, like pardon the interruption, and then you're just chugging beers the whole time. Think about it.
Gotta be clapping those beers, baby. It's the only way to do it.
Yep.
Clapping beers and clapping cheeks. Brent, what are you drinking?
So since Bryant's slacking on the cans, I am not.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right.
I've got the Busch Light John Deere can.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, look at
I
that.
love it. I just don't get how. I don't know how it got made, to be honest. That would be like if you put Ford on there. Like, how do you have equipment that requires you to drive it and you're sponsoring a beer? You know what I'm saying?
It's the purpose is for a good cause.
Oh,
Because-
okay. Well, that makes sense then. I didn't know that.
All the cases that are being purchased, a portion of that goes to charitable donations for different farm charities. So
Farm relief.
Yeah.
Does it go to all
Lawnmower
those poor
beers.
farmers that have to use international tractors? So they buy them Chinese tractors instead.
yeah, those ones.
Next year they're gonna make red
John
cans.
Deere Green.
R.I.P. Joe Diffie.
Excuse me.
She sure does
R.I.P.
think my
Ponies
tractor's sexy.
in your mouth.
Well,
What in your mouth?
Woo! That's getting strong. Yeah, buddy.
Well, Joy might be drunk by the end of the pod with one double IPA.
It's only 8.2.
Oh, come on, man. You got to man up, Joey. 8.2, that didn't get you drunk.
Yeah, I'm making the face that Trent does when he has a bush. Like, ugh.
Ooh, for that one.
what? Come on.
Bush is too happy for him.
Ooh.
Not true.
I think you're talking about Miller Lite. Miller Lite's too hoppy for Trent. It's all that taste.
Yep.
It's all
Miller
that
Lite sucks.
grossness.
Yeah, so you just posted in the private chat. Schmackle, he's a guy I met tonight at Buffalo Wild Wings. We were talking. He is big into golf, big into golf, and I told him to watch tonight. So if he did comment on a prior one, Mike, if you're watching, go ahead and comment on this one too, man. But yeah, keep growing everything, guys. If you are out there with your friends, talk to them at bars. Do what Brian and I are doing. Just spread the love. Just do all of that. Always.
Just make sure you put deodorant on first.
Mike will give you a Bill internet hug here.
So if he's into golf, we did a PGA Championship YouTube live last night. Go check it out. We
Yes,
did
sir.
pretty good on our picks for the Masters, I must say.
So
One thing that I want to point out about last night's podcast was Kevin came in with guys, I've got a little birdie telling me a little secret here.
Kevin leaked
was-
it, man.
Kevin leaked it. We had known stuff prior to everyone knowing what they found out today, and that was the grouping of Tiger Woods, Jordan Spieth, and Rory McIlroy. We got announced it, and Kevin announced it last night on the podcast.
The Struggle for Par
Yes.
YouTube live leaked that last night.
FORE, like four
Yep.
from golf.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yes. So shout out to Kevin and his sources for helping us. You would have heard that last night. You would have been able to make plans to call in sick on Thursday or have a plan to call in sick Thursday to watch that group.
Well, my weekend's ruined
Nice.
because I've got different plans now. Thanks. I did not know ahead time, Kevin.
Well,
Well, this
I'm
is just
glad.
Thursday and Friday. You don't worry about Saturday and Sunday. We don't know what those groupings will be until the day comes. But Thursday and Friday, call in sick. You got that big threesome there.
Well, I'm just glad you actually have sources that could back it up and it's right compared to. Did you guys see that NFL schedule leaks? I was bullshitting about them last week.
Mhm.
We were talking about like, man, this fucking idiot. Like, who gives a shit about like schedule leaks? And everyone loves NFL, and we do too. We talk about it fucking nonstop. This guy just made up a Twitter account like Texans and Chiefs week 1 and fucking 2,000 retweets or whatever. Guy got 10,000 followers on Twitter, and then he's like, "Oh, by the way, I made it all up." Love that troll job, man.
Genius.
Brian,
Genius.
didn't you a fake account a few years ago, or were you thinking about one? Oh,
We were-
what was it?
Because we were always trying to chase the high of, I mean, in like 2013, Twitter used to be the halftime show. The lights went out in the Super Bowl, and then someone made a
Yeah.
Twitter account, SB Lights, and goes, "Oh, sorry guys," and gets like 10,000 likes or retweets, which is like 100,000 now. And
You
yeah,
just
we're always trying to get the next one.
you just have to be
Oh,
like
we should-
quick on it, like when Katy Perry, left Shark, or
Yeah.
something
Mhm.
like that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brian, you were
Janet
super
Jackson
creative with
exposed
that. You should get on that.
me.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, I was gonna say I used to have a burner Twitter account, and then I didn't use it for a couple years, and then it just started off like
Of course you did.
Yeah, I did. It was just so I mean you have to be
Awesome.
active with it. Is what I'm saying, because I just imagine back then, hey, someone was on their laptop and they're making with their email their first Twitter account, fucking flying through it, and yeah, that's what we need to do. Is just how about we do a fake NFL next year, or fake PGA? I don't know. We can come up with something and just start making troll accounts, spreading fake news.
There you go.
No shit.
So, anybody got anything going on this week? Anything exciting?
I get a haircut tomorrow.
Nice.
You need it. You're starting to look like a hippie.
Mm-hmm.
Is this your way of
It's getting
preparing
bad.
to go back
It's
to
getting
work?
bad. So next week I'll be looking fresh.
Good.
No,
Me
because
too.
I'm still a few
got
weeks
mine.
out. I'm gonna need one like a week into work.
Yeah, I'm surprised you don't have. I have one of my.
Maybe I'll just go. Maybe I'll.
Fun. You should do that.
A man bun.
It's not quite that long yet,
Mhm.
but yeah.
You said a few weeks. You can get there.
I think I'm probably gonna do the Clark and Trent look here. Is what I'm gonna be doing.
It's a great
Jeez.
look.
It's easy to take care of. You just shave it like every other day.
I still use a razor. Trent always tried to scalp himself with one, so he found himself a different product. But
Yeah. Not mentioning them until they sponsor us. So there's that.
Is it the
Skull
vacuum?
shaver.
You just like go.
No, it's a skull
Oh
shaver.
my gosh, Trent, you sent
Oh God.
something to me about that, or was it to me and Rebecca about that the other day? The skull shaver.
Yeah, you said, you sent us a picture of your child with the hat on. And I said something about it's easy to
Yeah,
get your
so-
head cold without a hat or something like that. And then you made some smart bald joke.
Yeah.
And then I sent you a picture of me shaving my head.
Yeah, so I mean the product name wasn't even said at all. And I go on Facebook and there's an ad for Skull Shaver on Facebook. And I'm just like, how the fuck? How does it even do that? Like, I understand, if you
Oh,
search
man.
a product, it's like, okay, this is what you're looking for. But
It's a
it was
sign.
just a picture that you sent of it, and all of a sudden, oh hey, you know what? Here you go.
It's a sign. So
Cherry cola. Nice.
they're always listening. Okay. Your phones. So here's a crazy story about that. When we were coming from Newton to Brandon for, I think it was Amelia's gender reveal. No, it wasn't her gender reveal. It was because we already knew she was going to be a girl. So it was for her baby
Whoa,
shower.
whoa, whoa, whoa! How did you know she was going to be a girl? She didn't choose that. What are you doing?
Okay,
It was
millennial
2020
Joey.
before it was
Prince
problematic.
of Man of Science, Joey.
Anyway, so we were coming up to Brandon for the baby shower, and we were just talking in the car, like we hadn't picked out a name, and Katrina said something about Amelia Joe, which is her name, and then she like
Oh,
5 seconds later gets on Facebook, and there's an ad for like these things to put on the wall in a nursery, and it said Amelia Joe on it.
oh,
Yikes.
God, that's scary.
That's bad.
These things, they're listening.
iPhones especially, they're the worst. They are the worst.
So I get that all the time with Instagram and stuff, where they randomly are like showing things that I talk about, and Facebook has went to giving me explicit like, male enhancement things with like women that are naked with like these big old dongs going in their face and stuff. I was like, I literally don't even talk about this. What the fuck? What are you doing? And yeah, I don't know if it's my. Well, I clear all my stuff all the time, so I don't know. Like, and I don't search male enhancement. Knock on wood, I don't need it yet. So yeah, it's just one of those things that it just like pops up, and I'll take a screenshot and I'll send it to Rochelle. I was like, "What the fuck did we talk about?" And she's like, "I don't know, but not that." And I mean, it's just literally, it's like a dong that's like the size of the screen, and this little. I'm like, "The fuck's going on? Like this is pedophilia."
You mean like that one
So
that's right behind you?
Mhm.
Yep. Ron.
You're not blurred anymore, Joey.
The only thing I can think of is I listen to a lot of morbid podcasts, and there's a lot of like child abuse thing beforehand, and if that hears it via my truck, I have no idea. It's just weird.
Are you sure you don't listen to other videos without your headphones in?
I don't. No, I can
Certain-
swear on whatever you want, the Bible, my mom's grave, whatever. That I have never looked up male enhancement. I've never looked up any pedophilia. Like that shit pisses me off more than anything.
Good.
And I've never looked up anything that's like even remotely like into that shit.
Joey,
I'm
don't
glad you're taking a strong stand on this,
these
Joey.
ones.
No, I mean, yeah, and you can look through my search history. Like all my porn is MILF porn, like
Sarah J.
older women porn, and I'm like, no, I that's all I look up. Like I don't look up anything younger than 40. Like don't give me that.
Joey,
shit.
why doesn't your Facebook post just come up with Randy Love autograph photos? I mean,
Right, or Lexi Luna, or you know, any of them. Like give me all that.
Improve the algorithm. That's all we're asking.
Sheena Ryder ass is what Facebook should just give me.
Well, on that note, that's this is going to be a good transition here to our first talking point here. So, what kind of meat y'all throwing in your mouth this weekend?
That Sheena Ryder
this
ass,
is
the roast beef.
This is
hanging, dripping.
good transition to smoker talk.
If I was Riley Reid,
I'm updating the YouTube tags. I'm updating the YouTube tags as we're going, and I just put MILF as one of the tags.
Oh my god! Seriously, Brian and I should just let you like put in all these porn stars for a second, because we will get so many followers just by those tags.
Make sure
You'll have to put them in the
Luna.
private chat because I do not know how to spell them.
Well, yeah, I'll just tell you: Bailey Brooke, Sheena Ryder, Lexi Luna.
Jesus.
No one will get us more traffic. I'm telling you, on YouTube, that's for sure.
I thought that was our title right there.
Yeah, well, we can have a hashtag in there as well. No, to kind of actually bring it back to something that we're legitimately talking about. I know you guys have been doing the smoke, and I've been starting to, since I don't have the smoker to work with, I have been trying to make the best pan-seared steak since I have limited resources, and it's been getting a little better. I finally got one of those weights, which I thought was kind of stupid at first, to put a weight on your steak when you're cooking it. But I'm telling you, man, it evenly cooks it now. It makes it a perfect medium rare as long as you keep it on the right amount of time there.
They look fantastic.
Yeah, I would say they're really photogenic at least.
So are you talking about like one of those cast iron like flat weights with the handle on it?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
That's all. I would say it was like $15. I'm like, what a fucking way! I look so stupid.
No.
But you know what? When you're cooking inside it kind of helps some of the grease not fly everywhere, as well as like I said, it cooks it evenly compared to. I had a steak that was pretty thick, and one side was cooked really well, the other side was it would barely got cooked in the middle, so it evenly cooks it. I would definitely recommend. You can get cheap ones for like $10-12 on Amazon. Just next time you buy one, throw it in with the buy one to go, and it's definitely worth it.
So with that cast iron weight you're talking about, next time you make burgers, make smash burgers.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's what we use ours for.
I was oh yeah, I know.
Get them real thin.
It's like a griddle. I don't know how to explain. So it's not flat where you can really smash it down. I'll have to use a spatula though.
Oh, it's even better. You can make them thicker, and then you can still smash them down so they.
Yeah. Well, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be even better. You get a little char in the middle. Yeah.
Yep. A little char in the middle.
Right.
But yeah, I would say all I've been doing is those. What's that?
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying that. So that's all I've been doing, just making a pan-seared steak and doing the, butter and garlic and thyme and basting the steak afterwards, kind of keep the juice in there. And it's makes some pretty damn good steaks the last few times. I've done it about 3 times in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So I know
they look fantastic.
You talked before on the smoking section about stuff you want me to make when you come down. Since you're coming down this weekend, what was it? All right, Spam. Was there anything else?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you had me at Spam. You don't have to do anything else. That'll get me going.
You're gonna do the burnt ends, the Spam burnt ends, like I did.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just gonna do Spam. I'm not gonna waste my time on burnt ends. Nasty.
I think Bryant wants some Spam in his jalapeno popper mac.
Ooh, yeah.
There you go.
God damn it, Clark. Stop it.
All right.
Well, definitely do the Spam this weekend. Guys, what are you doing, Bryant? Are you humping your desk?
Legs.
Oh, I thought maybe
I'm itching my legs.
Porn chat. God,
somebody said Spam and he just got turned.
I just saw his shoulders going like this, and I was like, "What's going on?"
Oh, it doesn't let me. Oh, there you go.
All right, yeah, do Spam. If you think of anything else between here and then, let me know. I can try some stuff.
Okay.
So, do you have anything planned to smoke this weekend, Joey?
I guess Spam now, but
that's it.
Brian and I are doing a beer fest in Columbia, south of Columbia at Cooper's Landing. Mm-hmm. It's a little spot, like bar they have right next to the river, and you can load and unload boats there, and people start more towards like where I live, and then just float down and do shit. And it's a popular spot for like live music and stuff. But there's going to be 11, some food. 5. If anyone's listening to this in the Columbia area, go ahead and get your tickets online at Columbia Brew Fest or Missouri. It used to be a lot bigger, and then I heard some rumors about some distributors, pissed some people off. So this is completely local. Everyone that is sponsoring this has reached out on their own, and distributors out of this. And there's actually legislation for them being able to sell on their own. Excuse me, distributors. So it's kind of a cool for restarting this. And there's going to be 11, hopefully in the years more. But yeah, we're going to try that. Yeah, I don't have any plan to smoke anything, but I'm sure I will at least 1 or 2 times, especially with the Spam.
Did you smoke anything last weekend?
I did not. We had storms move through on Saturday Sunday when I wanted to, and instead I did ribs in the oven, which was first time I've ever done that. So basically I did it, I rubbed it the same as I normally do, and then put top and go in there for 2 hours. No, yeah, butter on top, wrapped it in foil, let it go for 2, and then took it out and put it on broil 15 minutes, and it was damn good. Didn't have the smoke flavor that you don't really get. They were nice tender ribs and good stuff. So this weekend, that's all I did last weekend.
So no house fire.
No house fire. My oven's good at like 4 times. So
I've seen pictures of your smoker. I was just making sure.
Yep. Yeah. Gonna need to get a new one. So last time I used my smoker, everything went fine. It up to 450 just to make sure. And yeah, there's nothing. I just negligence of me not cleaning it enough. So it should be good to go in the next 2-3 smokes and be fine. So
that's all I did on mine.
One thing
last week I cleaned
3
mine.
and then I'm meticulous with the grates, but as far as like the catch pan and the cover thing, I don't as much as I should. I definitely need to. I've got scrapers and everything, but I don't know. When you travel so much and you don't have time on weekends to just clean it, I shouldn't say 15 fucking minutes if I do it right. This one 5-minute clean. Like I felt embarrassed. That's how long it took me. So I was not happy with that. But thing I'm doing this week, Thursday night, I'm traveling to St. Louis, and I'm going to work at our St. Louis branch all day Friday. But I will be at the O'Fallon Brewery I should say all night. I'm going to go there Thursday night, which is my favorite brewery in the whole world. O'Fallon 5-Day IPA is my favorite beer. I love I know I made Bryant go there one time, toting how good it was, and I think I think the brewery is cool as shit, but I think they're just fucking top notch. They don't try to overdo themselves. They don't try to extend themselves and do like weird flavors that no one likes. They just perfect their beers, and they're just good beers.
So they just make Busch Light?
No.
They make beer that tastes like beer?
Trent, their 5-Day IPA. It's nice, and the hoppiness is a scale of 1 to 10. Or all right, we'll do alloys. I would say the hoppiness there is like a 2.5 alloy. Like it's not too hoppy. It's an IPA, but it's not going to hurt your palate and like overpower everything else. Everything else is smooth.
I think I could do it.
I don't think so, but yeah, I will be there Thursday night. I will be taking some pictures and posting on Instagram because I will pimp them out so much, and they're only an hour and a half away. I would love for them to be a part of this podcast because it's ruined the whole fucking world.
Joey just wants them to send him free beer. That's it.
No free ads.
I'll even drive to it. Like I will drive to get my free beer. I'm St. Louis for the next 6 weeks, so yeah, get beer to and fro.
Clark or Ryan, do you guys get any your smoker get any playing time this past weekend? No.
Not this past weekend, but this coming weekend is my daughter's dedication, and I'll be smoking a couple pork butts for that. Doing some pulled pork, so I'm sure I'll have pictures of that.
What you putting on those bad boys, Ryan?
I haven't decided yet. I'll let you know when the time comes, but I've got a few different rubs that I kind of considering. But.
What you've done? I hear Joey say something. What do you use for a binder? Do you use mustard, or do you use like olive oil?
I honestly, yeah. If I use a binder, it's usually olive oil.
Yeah.
I usually don't really use one, but yeah, usually if there's something, it's olive oil.
Yellow mustard's the devil. I hate it. I don't put it on anything except my pork butts. It's the only reason I had any in my fridge. It's like I didn't want to buy a bunch of olive oil. She's expensive.
No.
We have. I think we have 3 big bottles of olive oil here, so it's not a big deal for us. But
yeah, that's why I'm with same as Clark. I'm like, no, $1 bottle of mustard, that'll work.
Perfect. It'll do the job.
I don't put it on anything else.
Yeah. No, I didn't do anything this past weekend. I went to a graduation party. My daughter's a little young for that, so I did not cook anything. I did enjoy some pulled pork that one of my in-laws' family members had made. It was delicious. I loved it. Enjoyed a few beers there at the party as well. That was Saturday. And then Sunday, I went to Longhorn Steakhouse. Not Longhorn, sorry. Texas Roadhouse. And had myself a KC strip. It was delicious.
Nice.
Got to smother that bad boy in onions. It's amazing.
This is a bit random because you said your daughter is too young for graduation. Have you guys heard of pre-K prom?
No.
What?
No,
I looked it up and it's a real thing. And I had a driver that I wanted to get home early for a weekend because he said his daughter had pre-K prom. Just all it is you buy a tuxedo and dress for a 5-year-old. You go to this dance at the school and like they make it like some big event. It's like we have graduation from pre-K to kindergarten, from 4th grade to 5th. You know we have pre-K prom. Like what? How do they just come? I think like pre-K teachers are just bored. They just want something to do.
Is it their version of like a daddy-daughter dance or something?
No. See, that's what I thought it was. A Dottie dance. But like, and I asked Claire, I'm like, is it that? And he goes, no, it's prom. So like, it's just all the kids are all dressed up and they all go to it, and apparently it's some big event that he couldn't miss.
Huh.
I've never heard of that.
4-year-old. Yeah.
Life in Iowa sounds weird.
Well, the guy lived in Arkansas. He's from your neck of the woods.
Look how Bryant, Joey, and I turned out.
Mhm.
It explains a lot. It
So,
really does.
so Clark mentioned Texas Roadhouse. We actually made a prime rib at home from our
There
cow.
you go.
Didn't do it on the smoker. We always do it in the oven, and it turned out awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, so we did that and some mashed potatoes and the au jus for the prime rib. Yeah, it turned out great.
So
unfortunately, I didn't get to eat it fresh because I got called into work.
Oh damn.
Of course.
And I was just about to ask if you got
I
a
ask you-
Texas-sized margarita with that bad boy. So it sounds like no.
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
Can I ask you your process for the prime? I've never done one. I just want to know easy, hard. I don't know. How did you do it?
All right, Katrina, if you're watching right now, just put it in the comments because she did it. I had nothing to do with it. By the time I got called in, that was about the time for it to go in the oven. Like she was prepping it. So I have no idea. Yeah, sorry. Can't even give it to you.
I've known for a long time that Katrina was a real cook in the family. Trent may have had you fooled with his smoker prowess, but he doesn't hold a candle to Katrina. So
it is true. She's a better cook than me. So, yep. So, and we were talking about binders. I saw a video. I think it was Paul Wiki is his name. He does Wicked Barbecue. We follow him on Instagram. He was doing some ribs, and as a binder, he used sriracha. I want to try that because, like the mustard, you don't taste the mustard, but I feel like the sriracha you would get some heat.
So I feel like that would be great on like carne asada. Like that'd be awesome.
Binder, wrong binders, Ryan.
Sorry.
Oh,
what is this? Back to school binders?
Yeah.
Jesus.
When I asked you what kind of binder you used, Ryan, you should have just said, I don't know, 3-ring.
Mead 5-star.
Yeah.
College rule, of course.
Yep.
Obviously.
Yeah. All right. Well, we want to move on here. We
I
got
haven't given you my weekend plans yet.
Oh, let's hear them.
I've got big plans this week. Traveling. Thursday evening, I'm
Yes.
leaving my home here, and I'm headed west to see them old Rocky Mountains.
ooh.
Yeah. Gonna go out to the old Mile High Stadium and watch myself a music concert. It is gonna be Luke Combs, Cody Johnson, Zach Bryan, and Morgan Wade.
Nice.
Nice.
Really looking forward to it.
Let me know how Kojo is. He's coming to Rapid in September, and
Dude.
we're gonna be going.
Go to that show. Cody Johnson, been to him multiple times.
Have you?
Always great.
We were supposed to go to him 3 years ago at the Central States Fair, and then his bus broke down in North Dakota, and he couldn't come. So yeah, he's got his headlining tour, and Randy Hauser's going to be with him, and I've seen Randy Hauser multiple times, and he's fucking awesome too.
I think Cody Johnson probably does more shows than any other artist out there. That guy's fall lineup is like 40 to 50 shows.
Yeah.
He's everywhere.
Damn.
He is.
That guy works.
I haven't seen him live. I've heard him get compared to like Garth Brooks, so I'm pretty excited about his concert.
Nice.
I love his music. His music is awesome. But.
What do you mean, like compared to Garth Brooks? Like he doesn't sound like him, but like
No, like
the energy,
like the energy at
Okay.
the concert.
Gotcha.
He does bring good energy. I've only seen him on it was in a basketball arena, a smaller one, on a stage format. Garth Brooks show, it was like an entertainment show, much like the Eric Church concert I've been to, where that stage is down in the middle. He's all over the place. Big props. That's the Garth Brooks I've been to. Cody Johnson was never like that. He is the best, I think, stage show I have seen because he does bring a ton of energy. I mean, the dude's an amazing artist. His songs are great, and he does a mighty fine job. So I can definitely see that he brings the energy.
He's one of those guys who I've known of him for quite a few years now, and now he's finally getting big Nashville play. He just had a big recent number one, and he's one of those guys that any of us that have heard him in the last decade is like, this guy should be a superstar. Like his voice is phenomenal. He's got actual country music. It's not just the country genre, it's real country music. He's a real cowboy who used to get his ass thrown off of Bronx, and so that's why he's doing music now, because he can barely I think he said he had to have a surgery or else he was gonna lose movement to one of his arms, and so like he's been beat up just because of rodeo, and now he's kind of like a Chris Ledoux type person. So it's pretty awesome.
Yep.
So speaking of live shows, 3 of us here watched the live show streamed live last Saturday night. The Turnpike Troubadours played Red Rocks out in Colorado, and it was awesome. I love the Turnpike Troubadours. Seen them live. Me and Clark went to a concert in Wichita.
At
and
the Cotillion.
At the Cotillion, yes. And they're great live. They sound awesome live. That was just an entertaining. They played for an hour and a half. I don't know. I'm sure you guys noticed this, but their guitar player, I cannot remember his name for the life of me. Anyway, apparently he wears it, because I had to look him up on social media, and he wears it a lot because there was a post. Has got to bring out the hat. Did you notice his hat?
No.
He was wearing the same hat as Seabass from Dumb and Dumber. Wine me, dine me, 69 me.
Oh.
I don't know
No,
how
I
I picked that out. I was like, is hat what I think it says? And then I remembered that's the same thing he's wearing, Seabass. In I'll find it and I'll screen share it here, Ryan.
Kick his ass, Seabass.
It's good to see Evan Felker looks very, very healthy. I'm happy.
I thought the same thing. Like, he wasn't just standing on the stage singing into a microphone. Like, he looked like he was enjoying himself.
That was exactly the same feeling we had watching him, is that he was up there smiling, emotion. Like before, it always seemed like he was riding a fine line of just keeping it together and singing the song. Yeah. And now he's up there like taking it in, enjoying the moment. Like he's clean and he's making it count, and you can see it. Watching on the stream, I feel like taking in the visuals was a little more of the point for me versus the sound. Like, obviously it's a stream, you're going through a couple mics, The sound quality isn't as good as a live show, and it's Red Rocks. The acoustics aren't great, but it was good to see them on stage performing and to see Evan Felker looking good and healthy. That was a great moment.
Yeah. Hopefully someplace like Deadwood can get them to their Red Dirt Fest. I'd love to see them live. I'm probably not going to travel 10 hours to do it, but I would love to see them live sometime. I was actually thinking of this. Have you guys ever watched a Red Rocks live concert before on another stream or anything? So
No.
This is kind of weird to me. I noticed this with this, and then I've watched Tyler Childers' Red Rock performance. Which, if you can see that, I think that's a better concert than Turnpike Troubadours. Actually, I thought it was pretty awesome. But one thing that I think is weird with these, and it happened at both of these concerts, was like they play a song and then 10 seconds later they'll start another song again. Whereas if you go to an actual concert or an arena event or something like that, it's just bang, 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 next song, next song, next song, next song for any concert I've ever been to. But for these, it's always like, okay, we finished this song, we're going to wait a little bit and then we'll start up the next one. So it was good. Don't get me wrong, but just, it's kind of a weird transition between the songs for me. And I don't know if that's a Red Rock thing or what.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the hat their guitar player was wearing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I bet you I can look that up on Amazon and it'll be like $14. Right
Yep.
now.
You'll have her in 2 days.
Mhm.
I did not see that hat.
Yep.
I'll be honest with you, I
Where-
haven't even seen that in the movie, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Where the letter doesn't count, right?
I was off. It's $15 on
Ah.
Amazon.
So, we're talking about great shows here, and Joey was wanting to talk about everybody's favorite show. Since I'm talking about it right now, I'm going to say that my favorite live show I've been to was Eric Church at the BOK Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma earlier this year. That it was a great show. My favorite show before that was Garth Brooks and Wichita Intrust Bank, just because of the pure entertainment factor. I love live music. It's great, but Eric Church was there to entertain. So not only did I hear great music, but the show was awesome too. So the best show I've been
Nice.
to.
Hell yeah. I love the
What was yours,
cheese.
Joey?
Oh, you want me to go next?
Yeah. I mean, you came up with the question. Let's hear it.
I thought I'd go last. I break up the Red Dirt Road people, but my
Mine ain't.
favorite. I'm a huge rock person, and my favorite show of all time was probably the Rob Zombie Disturbed concert I went to. Not only was Rob just fucking roll, just like I said about Eric Church, just an entertainer on stage is what Rob was, and he did all these different platforms, had all the rows and all this other stuff going on. It was awesome. I took my dad and a buddy from work, and my dad, that's his favorite band, up and dancing and everything, and he was so into it. And Disturbed came on, and I've seen Disturbed, I don't know, 6 or 7 times, and so every set is different, but it was always cool. And the pyros were awesome with this, to the point where they set off the fire alarms, and the fire alarms around the stadium in Cedar Rapids were just going off, and we thought it was just like strobe lights happening throughout the concert. Nope, we were supposed to be exiting, but they told us to just sit in our seats. We're fine. It was just the pyro. But I look over at my dad halfway through the Disturbed set, Warren. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I just need to see Rob." And I was like, Jesus. And that's how good Rob Zombie was. He had Awake and Disturbed didn't. But yeah, Robbie for sure. And then if I had a follow up, I saw Siva flew in to do a benefit concert for one of their buddies that died in Cedar Rapids, and last minute posted a $1 show at this airstrip in Marion, Iowa. And I've never seen hillbillies and rednecks going out there drinking beer and just hanging out, having fun at a concert. It was so fucking cool. So, but yeah, Rob Zombie's my number one.
Wow. Never seen him. I like his music though. I like that genre, that rock genre. Joey, I think Joey's froze again.
I think so.
That's all right.
No,
Well-
he said his piece. Who's up?
How about you, Bryant?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been thinking about it a little bit. I've never been to one where like the atmosphere is that crazy. I did go to a Lupe Fiasco concert in Ames a few years ago. I really enjoyed. I wouldn't say the only other one where I guess really, I'd say the best energy in a concert was one I went earlier this year to Jimmy Eat World. Is a bunch of people like my age or a little bit older, and they're at the Valor Ballroom. We're all crowded in the pit, I guess, if you want to call it, in the front. That was a pretty good time, but yeah, I haven't gotten any fucking sirens going off and shit like that like Joey did, but I did enjoy Lupe at Hilton. So that was when Lasers had just come out. That was the one that if you're a really big rap artist or a rap fan, that's when he sold out apparently. But that was his best album, and it was probably within like 6 months of it being released. So
Nice.
You talking about Lupe? Sorry,
Yeah. Ryan, what about you?
I've got two artists in mind, I guess. Two Eric Church, two Garth Brooks. First off, with Garth Brooks, there's a span of 3 years that I went to two of his concerts, and one of them was his first year coming back on tour, and that was in Minneapolis. And Garth Brooks is a phenomenal entertainer. Love the guy. I don't know if there's anybody that can entertain as much as him. The problem is he takes kind of a little halftime break and has Trisha Yearwood come out and do like a half hour. Fuck. Both times I fell asleep during that half hour. Like Garth Brooks does an awesome hour of his stuff, and then here's my wife. I love my wife. I'm gonna give her some time on the stage, and she just puts the crowd to sleep. So then the second hour that Garth entertains, it's awesome because Garth is back out there kicking ass and performing. But man, that little halftime kind of ruins it for you, I guess. Kind of ruins the experience. So that's why I would say probably not Garth Brooks, although he is a very close second. The other one would be two of Eric Church's. The one that this year the same tour Clark went on that he mentioned, and then back when Trent, you and I went to see him, what was that, back in 2010, 2011 at Intrust? So that
Probably
was
2012.
Was that too? Yeah, probably something like that.
Yeah.
And that was right when Chief just came out. So drink a little drink, smoke a little smoke was his big hit, and then Springsteen came out. So it was when he really started to just skyrocket. So that was a great show. Justin Moore was awesome. Justin Moore was awesome. Kip Moore kind of sucked. I think we agreed on that. Yeah. But so that was a really good concert just because Justin Moore was pretty sweet too. But yeah, I would say Eric Church is by far the best artist I have seen and entertainer, like Clark said.
So we've all, three of us have said Garth Brooks, and he's up there for me too. But I think he's probably one of the best. And then Metallica was awesome. We went to them. Well, it was the day we found out we were pregnant with Amelia. So 2019, April-ish of 2019. And it was at Intrust Bank in Wichita. That concert set the attendance record there because they just had their stage in the middle of the floor, and there's all general admission standing room. We were packed in there, and then all the seats were full. We had general admission on the floor, so we got there early, and we were about 10 feet from the barrier, so we were really close to the stage. So and I guess my knock on them is they didn't have an opening act. They had like a comedian that kind of follows them, and he kind of comes out and says some stuff, and he's kind of like an MC for them. But that's kind of their start of the show. Well, everybody's like standing around like, come on, we just want to see Metallica. And they like come on like an hour and a half, 2 hours after the show is supposed to start. But then they played for 2 hours straight. So and they put on a hell of a show. They sound great live too. So yeah, that was a fun one. Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hear what Clark says next week about this concert in Colorado, and then
Yeah.
I'll definitely I'm excited for Cody Johnson in September. I'm very excited.
I just found out yesterday that Josh Abbott band is going to be in Worthington, Minnesota, August 5th. I
Oh,
kind of
nice.
want to go.
You better
fuck!
go.
I love Josh Abbott. Josh Abbott's like my favorite Red Dirt band.
Let's go.
They're good.
August 5th. It's a Friday.
Make
Are
it
you
happen,
gonna
Joey.
kiss me or not? Nice.
So speaking of great shows, how about that USFL?
Does anybody go to those shows?
No, they don't.
Okay,
Nobody does. I
Well,
couldn't
my
tell you what the
Birmingham-
scores were this past weekend, but apparently somebody's team found a win somewhere. I don't know how, but
Yeah, so we get a text during the Maulers and Gamblers game here from Bryant because his team's just kicking the Maulers' ass. He shouldn't have cocked off because here come the Maulers. Yeah, 21-20, first win, baby.
Yeah, here come the Maulers. Literally haven't said it all year. But like I said, all that did was solidify me not watching it the rest of the year. Me picking this one random team, losing to another random team that we picked. Yeah, I ain't about that. We
Well,
got to get some better product out there.
Maulers are hot. They're taking
Terrible.
down the Breakers this weekend, right, Joey?
No. Well, I mean, the Breakers are on losing streak, so that makes sense. They lost this week 17-27 to the Generals. You want me to go through the rest of the scoreboard just so everyone knows?
Sure.
All right. Stallions beat the Stars 30-17.
Stallions undefeated.
Bandits beat the Panthers 27-20. So we've got no one. Oh, Stallions are still undefeated. We got 1-4-1 team, 2-3-2 teams, and a bunch of 1-4 teams.
I'm pretty sure it's our 4 teams are 1-4,
Nope.
aren't they?
I think mine
Who-
is.
The
Didn't someone
Ballers,
have-
Panthers, and Gamblers are for sure.
Did no one pick the Bandits?
Clark.
Oh yeah. So you're 3-2.
Yeah.
So you and I are tied for best. No one picked the Stallions. They're 5-0. I will be in Birmingham the week of the 13th, and then I go. Wait, hold on. I'm in Lake Charles, and then go to Birmingham. Maybe the week between that, I might just stay in the South and go to Birmingham early and watch some USFL. Maybe,
there you go.
maybe.
Have fun with that, buddy.
You'll double their attendance.
Yeah.
Right. That's what our controller said today. He's like, "Oh, you're going to be in Birmingham? Are you going to go to USFL?" I was like, "Yeah, actually, I might." He's like, "Oh, Jesus." So you and 3 other people.
Yeah.
That's sad.
I mean, we've talked about it. You say the XFL has the NFL backing them. You see the attendance here. It's just, I don't know. If it makes it past this year, great. Like Ryan said, though, I don't think we see it past this year, though.
I think
know,
the
we-
USFL has failed to make a connection to fans. Like, you got all these people down in Birmingham doing their thing.
Yep.
Nobody outside of that really cares.
Yeah.
The last time the XFL was doing its thing, you had teams playing in stadiums, and that's why those stadiums had fans there, because they had that connection to their team. So
I can't remember what the I think it was the St. Louis Battlehawks, I think.
yeah.
I remember seeing, and again, this is also we're pre-COVID and post-COVID, but I mean, you'd have beer snakes, the guys that had those huge lines of cups that they stacked up, like you said, you got the crowd into it. I think you probably had more relevant coaches and players in the XFL than you do in the USFL, which there's only so much you can do with the limited talent that you're going to bring in there. But yeah, it just feels off. I don't know why you can't get into this compared to NFL or XFL or even college football.
I feel like I'd rather watch something like that arena football game or whatever it was that Ryan went to there in Rapid City.
Yeah,
Where
it's
they had
something
fans in attendance. It's something a little different, but similar to the product we all love, the NFL.
but
not
it's got
not just a cheap knockoff of it.
Yeah, well, it's a gimmick. Okay, we're gonna have shorter fields, narrower, field goals. There's nets that you can collect kicks off. I mean, there's something different about it compared to just same field, just less talent.
So,
Yeah.
Brian, you mentioned pre and post COVID. Last weekend, I played in a golf tournament, and so it was 3-man teams, 3 teams per hole. And last year, when you played tournaments, there was still kind of the iffy. What do we do? Do we shake hands? Stuff like, and you'd every once in a while get a fist bump and stuff like that. This year, it's just all right. Good playing with you. Good playing with you. It's feeling back to normal. I don't know if we can. I think we're kind of past the post-COVID stuff now, don't you? As far as attendance and all that goes.
I just feel like people now are accustomed to if they don't want to go to something, they just go, I don't want to risk it. You're on the edge of it getting away with that still.
Yeah,
So
and that's perfectly fine. But I think we're at a point now where there's enough people that are like, okay, we're back. Let's get back to normal. Let's go to these games and all this stuff. Like I said, right or wrong, whatever your personal belief is. But if the fact that they can get like 5 people to a game, I don't think it's a COVID issue. There's just, like you said, there's just something off about this league that they're not connecting with people.
Yeah,
I think it's because it's all in one place.
Right. Which to your point, Trent, they are averaging like 1.1 million viewers. So I mean, they're not doing terrible numbers. I mean, you're looking up against primetime TV on a Sunday or Saturday for the slots that they have. We're like 4th or 5th on the list for both of those. Friday nights are abysmal at 270. There are 200,000 viewers, so
yeah,
not great. But I mean, 1.1, 1.5. I mean, that's not terrible. It's not great.
Bad. So is Birmingham like? I mean, you've got Tuscaloosa there. It's the South. You think there'd be a lot of football fans in general there.
You would think so, but
Yeah, but you're asking them to fill 4 games a weekend,
right.
not one.
Yes.
For
Now,
teams
if
that you really don't have a
you-
connection to.
If you took
Exactly.
all 4 of those games and all their attendance into one, you still ain't filling a quarter of that stadium.
No.
I would
Not
put
even close.
I would put money that all of the games attendance combined all 4 weeks doesn't equal what Bama had their spring game this year.
No.
All right, hold on.
I would agree.
Go. You keep talking. I'm gonna look up USFL attendance.
Now,
So
the attendance might be off. It's how many butts are actually in the stand. That's what I count as attendance, not this is how many tickets were sold, but there's just nobody there. Because how many times has Nebraska said we've had the sellout forever? Well, there's still 10,000 seats empty,
Joey.
Yes.
So,
No, I
that's
think
not
that-
it's a sellout, but your stadium isn't full. There's a difference between attendance, paid attendance, and actual people there.
Right. And I think the professional leagues, since the Miami Marlins got caught, 5-6 years ago, just selling tickets for no reason and counting those as attendance, like the corporations and shit that didn't take actual people out. I think the professional leagues are better at this. So it looks like it's around 849 people.
I think that's heavy, man.
Total?
849? I mean, that's less than you get Prairie Valley Warriors.
849 per game.
Yeah.
That's heavy, dude. If you watch any of those games, there's not 800 people there.
Do they have
think
enough
about
fans
this.
showing up? Do they actually consider opening some concessions, or they're just like, it ain't worth it?
Fuck, Chick-fil-A's probably there, just other than Sunday. So
Their concessions is a guy in the parking lot selling beer and making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Like there's
actually, 849. If you have a beverage and taco truck outside, and you can get in and out like within a gated area. That's a good weekend for a truck.
That's attracting people. That's gonna boost attendance.
Joey's gonna make that 850 in a few weeks. By the way,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we're I brought this up before we started recording, and we're talking about how the USFL. I mean, we can agree it's pretty much dead, right? There's no way it's.
Mhm.
Now the XFL announced today they've got a 5-year deal with ESPN and Disney for all of their games to be broadcasted by them. So they're looking long term, thinking this is going to be a good enough product to last long term. Do you think the XFL can find a way? Do you think Dwayne Johnson can find a way to keep another league actually alive for longer than a year or two?
Is it so? It's they have a deal with ESPN. Is it going to be on ESPN Plus, like all the softball games my wife's been watching?
It didn't go into that detail, I guess. It just said it has a deal with Disney Corporation and ESPN.
Okay, interesting.
You got
I
a bigger
mean-
name behind it. You're gonna have home games, like we just mentioned. Instead of all in Birmingham, you're spreading out.
I think having the home games, having teams in their home cities where fans have a connection, obviously going to help. The fact that they have a deal for 5 years already, definitely going to help. So,
I mean, they're going to be getting good Disney money and probably money from the NFL too, since they're partnered with it. So that helps out.
Well, and they might be able to bring in NFL names. Everywhere. Drew Brees is the latest thing. Where is he retiring? Come back to the NFL. Honestly, if he comes back to the NFL with that noodle arm, that'd be insane. But I mean, I think ESPN is going to be able to have that type of talent. All right, all these old NFL players. You get your first gig, Bart Scott. You're going to go call a game or so. You know what I'm saying? Like bring in big names that people would want to tune in and listen to, and just have them do. XFL.
You mean Coach Todd Haley and Coach Jeff Fisher weren't big enough names for the USFL?
Mr. 8-8 himself? No, I don't think so. Todd Haley can go fuck himself. Oh, that guy, man. I just remember, I just remember the carousel. He was part of one of the many. Him, Romeo Cornell. How many people that we had coaching the Chiefs trying to be the next one? Yeah. Todd Haley was just one of many that shit the bed in Kansas City.
Yep.
I'm trying to look like they haven't even announced the teams for the XFL, like what the teams, where they're going to be, like their names.
Are they not just the ones coming back?
They said they will be keeping 5 teams in their original 2020 locations: the DC Defenders, St. Louis Battlehawks, the Dallas Renegades, Houston Roughnecks, and the Seattle Dragons. Yeah,
I mean,
it doesn't.
Those
Other
places
than that,
already
doesn't
had
really say.
stadiums set up. I mean, there ain't nobody doing shit with the old dome in St. Louis. So
I guess there's going to be teams in San Antonio and Vegas, and they would replace the New York Guardians and the LA Wildcats.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Maybe Henry Ruggs will be released in time to join that Las Vegas team. Time flies, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you're in prison.
Yeah.
They were
block wall.
The XFL was actually pretty successful, and then it happened right when COVID was going and just wiped it out. So
they just ran out of money, I think. But
that was the first time.
No, that was the AF.
The XFL, they were doing really well, and then COVID was what stopped it. And
I'm telling you that 3-point play made all the difference in that league. Being able to go for 3 and make it a 9-point possession. I mean, that was the key to the success of that league.
The USFL?
No, the XFL.
Oh, the XFL. Okay, gotcha.
If one of these leagues can fix officiating, they're going to be the ones to take over. That's all it's going to take.
Ain't going to be the NFL.
Joe, your knuckles look very nice there.
Thanks. Ooh. I'm on my phone. Sorry, guys. Again, Uncle Joe's having technical difficulties, so I'm trying to communicate and do things, but I'm on my phone, and my bad.
Unacceptable.
I do have nice knuckles. I was told one time I should just do hand modeling.
George Costanza or some shit?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit.
So I honestly can't believe we talked that long about the USFL, but here we are.
Move on.
We did kind of we talked about the NFL and the 10K followers for the fake leaks for the schedule. Anybody want to talk about their schedule going into this season for your team?
Can you pull it up here quickly?
Yeah.
NFL's turned against the Chiefs, and they want them to lose by giving them the hardest schedule out there.
Me and
They
Clark
have
are
the
on
fifth
that
hardest schedule, by the way.
one. Have you seen the
Their
start?
first 8 games are against fucking Sharks, man.
They still
Sharks.
have the fifth hardest schedule.
Then who's got
So-
hurt?
The NFC East has the easiest schedule throughout the league.
They always
As
do.
a combined.
It's because
Right.
they all suck.
Yeah.
Right. And they're still going to get a 9-8 team in to the fucking playoffs.
You're generous
it
with
makes
9
me-
and 8.
Well, yeah, you're right. But so from every metric I've seen, and I know Trent asked about schedule. I don't care who the Falcons play; they're just not going to be good this year. But every metric I've seen, we're not going to be the worst. That pisses me off. Like I really want to be the worst, just so I can get CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. Give me my pick of the two. Get Mariota the fuck out of there. But that's neither here nor there. I want to either compete for a playoff spot. No, I don't, because I don't want Mariota to be the worst. Or Mariota will be the worst. I don't want him to be the starter. I don't know.
So
That's my Falcon stake. I don't know.
I misspoke here.
Riveting.
The Chiefs do not have the fourth. They have the fifth hardest. So
That's
the
what I'm saying.
Rams are one.
Rams.
Rams, Cardinals, Cincinnati, Tampa Bay, and then the 49ers and the Chiefs are tied at 5.
So all the teams that play the Chiefs. Literally
Okay.
every single
Bingo.
one of them plays.
Hot damn.
Yeah,
So what does them having a hard schedule have to do with the Chiefs?
because they put because literally like all the top playoff, they're all playing each other right now.
Okay.
So like so we talked. We're
That's-
bitching about how tough the first 8 games are. Like right now, we play at Arizona the first week of the year. Arizona only wins the beginning of the year. They shit the bed late in the year, but they come out red hot. Apparently, when you're 5'7" quarterback, when he's actually in a good mood, that's when he plays well. But you play at Arizona first, then we play Chargers on Thursday Night Football at Indianapolis, which I think they're the only non-playoff team, but on the road and they're up and coming. At Tampa Bay, NFC Championship. Versus Las Vegas, playoffs, versus Buffalo. That was a classic one, but playoffs. And then at San Fran. And then we get a bye week 8.
So we playing Brock Purdy week 7.
I wouldn't want to play him. You never know when he's going to do
But
a volley to one of our defenders.
But you say, wow, bring up bad memories, Bryant. Thanks.
Yeah, that fucking. I've still never to this day. I don't think we're ever going to see a quarterback ever again in a football game. We've seen quarterbacks catch their own footballs. We've seen them run for them for touchdowns after they catch their own football. I've never seen anyone throw a ball batted and then they volley it to someone else. I love Brock Purdy, but holy shit, I couldn't. I was speechless at that point.
So you talk about the NFL and their schedule making. It isn't the NFL doesn't determine who's playing who. It's the records of these teams that says, okay, the AFC East is playing the NFC West, or it isn't the NFL.
So
Yeah.
Joey was
Well,
talking
it is
about
the
how
NFL.
Mariota was going to be the worst. I'm curious. Would he rather currently have the Texans quarterback situation or the Browns quarterback situation in Atlanta?
Atlanta would somehow fuck up Baker Mayfield more than Cleveland did. So
Well, they got Deshaun Watson. They're
Yeah.
They guaranteed him how fucking much money?
Yeah, and he's still. The NFL met with him this week to discuss his penalty, which is stupid. Why are they meeting with him to discuss his penalty? How fucking dumb is that?
He gets to negotiate it.
That's asinine
think-
to me. But
I think he's taking the whole Browns team to the Bahamas or something for a team growing exercise. So that's pretty nice of him to come in and pay for
Nah,
that.
I hear it's
so did
actually.
you
I bet he's got them all massages ready to go.
so did you see the videos? He's allowed at OTAs and stuff. Like he's in their camps right now, hanging out and throwing balls to receivers and stuff. Like
Yeah, we know he looks good in orange. We know that.
Yeah, I can't believe the Browns social
nice.
media. Like, okay, this is a good idea.
Yeah,
right. Speaking of bad social media, did we see the? All right, I'm not trying to get away from Clark's question, so I'm going to
You're
answer
good.
that before I bring this up. But I would probably rather take I'd rather take the Texans situation, knowing that I'm going to be shitty. Basically, I'm taking the Atlanta situation, knowing I'm going to be shitty and move on to another quarterback, than wait on this quarterback to either sit out half a year or a full year and wait on that shit and still pay him. Like, I'm not happy about that situation. So I'll take the Texans situation, knowing I can rebuild. If I bring in a young quarterback and I have Deshaun Watson, that still doesn't help me whatsoever. So I'll take the Texans, where you can have Mills. What's his first name?
David.
Davis Mills. Yeah, he can kind of mentor them on how to be an NFL quarterback. Not a good NFL quarterback, but like get through the ins and outs of like the system type of thing. So I'd rather take that situation, I think. But if I'm going back to social media stuff, what in the flying fuck was Miami doing showing that Tua video where
Underthrowing.
fucking Tyreek Hill had to wait at least 7 seconds for a ball? Like, what is that? What are they doing?
My favorite is I saw that video and look in the responses, and they literally, every Miami fan is so fucking butthurt because of Tyreek and the Chiefs chirping them, and they go, well, what about this play? And they show like one of the random like greatest throws that Patrick Mahomes does that was slightly underthrown. It's like, well, Christ, it was one play that Patrick Mahomes underthrew. This is a practice, and that was your best highlight. So I hope you improve by the season.
Live game, real defense.
Yeah.
You guys were running a play without any defenders on the field.
Yeah, no pressure. Literally just chuck it up to long enough, hopefully, and then he lame ducked it.
Well, and that's my thing is like, this is their social media. You have control of what is getting shown, and you show that. You can't tell me that there was like a scat route, like an out route where Tua's running to his, let's see, he's a left-handed, where he's running to his left and just chucks one across field. Tyreek catches it, turns around, and like goes upfield. Like, you can't tell me there's not a video of that.
Nope,
like,
it was just with no pressure.
I really love the tweet because it had the rocket in the little dialogue they had next to it. Yeah, showing off that rocket real good there.
Now
it was confusing as fuck to me. It's just bewildering.
Now
what
that we jumped into little social media and the NFL talk, looks like Bryant's having a little trouble with TikTok and his new favorite quarterback on there.
No, Tom Brady's just an asshole by making himself likable, man. He just
how dare he?
Just an asshole. Like, just win 7 championships and be an asshole everyone hates. And it's just like, oh, here I am going for a ride in a city bike, and like he just cheery, like letting old ladies walk in front of him while he's going on his bike ride. And just I just hate it. It's like, just be an asshole so I can hate you and not do shit like that and make me like you. That's all. I just want to hate you, man.
Brian's waiting for him to pull it a good old Phil. Just fuck it up.
Talk about Saudi Arabia a little bit, dude. I mean,
I can't wait to go join the Middle East football team.
Tom Brady, what's your thoughts on QAnon? That's all I need to know right now. I mean, let's really get the publicity up for the guy.
Shit, maybe that's what they need to do instead of trying all these leagues over here. Go over to Dubai, start a league over there, and see what happens.
Joey, are we going to have to ban you from this podcast?
Sayonara, suckers.
QA non-FL, is that what you're trying to say? I don't get it.
So speaking of the social media, was the Chargers schedule release not the greatest thing ever?
I do like
Yes.
that.
It was great.
They,
I loved the Urban Meyer one. The Jaguars.
I'm pulling that up right now. Oh my gosh, that was the funniest.
don't they also? I think they also competed with. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. The Jaguar in the fucking bar.
Yeah.
I think they also do teams as Pop Tarts. I didn't say. I think that one's pretty fucking hilarious too. Like the Chiefs.
The
is
Browns.
just like,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, is that the Browns that does the teams as Pop Tarts?
No, the Browns is something like our lawyers told us not to say say on this or something like that. Let me try to find it.
Oh, man. So yeah, no, that anime starter was actually pretty fucking hilarious. I would say yeah. Oh yeah, you're talking about the anime with the Browns, and our lawyers said to redact it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now here.
So no, definitely. I think I would say Joey or whoever, one of us should just retweet it from the Pulse of the Heartland so people can watch it. Yeah, redacted in advance by our lawyers.
Yeah, I'm going to apologize right now because my internet is shit at this hotel right now, so I can't even do social media. So if someone wants to retweet
Yeah,
that,
I'll jump in on it. It's prime. It's prime MILF watching time, isn't it, Joey, over there?
I use it all on bandwidth on Lexi.
There you go.
So going back to the schedule, I think the Vikings this year supposedly have like the 22nd hardest schedule. So
It was
10th easiest.
20th on this one I was looking at.
20th. So hopefully, we start off against Green Bay. That's a pretty tough first game. And then Philadelphia might have a pretty good team. And then against the Eagles, Saints, and Bears. And then we have, I guess, the Dolphins. And then the bye week, week 7. So it's a pretty early bye week. I'm not a fan of that. Playing all 3 of the division opponents within the first 5 weeks. That's pretty tough too. But I'm excited to see what Coach Koch does with Kirk.
That week 2 Eagles game is Monday Night Football as well.
That's right.
Doubleheader. We're the late.
Luke Kuechly said the Vikings secondary should be one of the best in the league now after the draft. So that's pretty cool to hear. You don't have, it's not like it's Chris Carter coming out and saying that. It's somebody who is a rival. So
I really didn't get a chance to look at the Vikings schedule, but 17-0, whatever.
Easily.
Yeah. They don't even need to look.
So 20-0 or 21-0, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you get a bye week to be the number 1 seed, then you got to win. Yeah. So it'll be 20-0.
I mean, you guys get to play the AFC East and the NFC East.
Mm-hmm.
21-0.
Buffalo will be a tough game. New England will be a tough game. The Jets might be legit this year.
Brees Hall is going to run all over the Vikings.
Yeah, Brees Hall.
Did you just say the Jets might be legit?
If their draft actually, yeah, that's the Jets.
They have the second hardest schedule in the league. So
The Jets do.
yeah, behind Pittsburgh, and they're tied with Arizona as far as win percentage from last year.
Yeah, I mean the Jets could be like the Browns forever and have the best draft picks and supposedly pick good players, but that's an organization doomed for destruction, I think.
Actually, now that you say that, I don't know which organization I would have more faith in, the Jets now or the Browns from like pre-Manziel. I don't know.
Oh,
Man,
Jets
they're both
now.
so bad.
Jets now. The Browns were such a dumpster fire.
All right. Jets now or Lions now? Who do you? I mean, there's Man Campbell in fucking Detroit. Yeah. I don't know.
I think I like the Lions now.
I like MCDC, but can you really take him seriously?
I like him.
I would probably take either one over the Falcons.
And the Lions got.
I don't know if I would do that.
But they're building. They just can't keep people. Falcons try to keep people and they don't build.
They tried to get Watson. They just shot themselves in the foot while doing it.
They shot their load on the bed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was like it was MILF week there, and unfortunately, it wasn't a happy ending.
Shit. Maybe they're just reacting like their fans do. Shooting their load.
Was Master Chief in attendance? Because I think he's the one who's been getting all the happy endings lately.
Oof.
Oh, transition time.
What's going
Are
on?
we skipping down to movie minute here?
So Clark's done with NFL talk, I guess.
Done.
Sana now.
I mean, you know, they base this show off of a great video game,
What show are you talking
staple.
about?
Halo. I'm talking about Halo. I mean,
Alright.
this show has been based off of this video game that many people have seen and experienced. The great Master Chief, humanity's savior, their only hope. And here he is banging the Covenant girl in episode 8. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
She an alien or a human?
No, she's a human. She was kidnapped by the Covenant as a child. I mean, UNSC was like beating the shit out of her.
His
And
like
then
sister thing?
there's a connection. I don't know.
Is
But,
it like an
yeah.
Alabama connection? What do you mean? I don't.
Maybe. Maybe.
We can say that because they're not in the heartland.
Yeah,
That's right. They're in space.
They just have USFL. They have nothing else.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm still watching it. I'm still waiting to see if they have a great Master Chief moment. I mean, they have him fighting Spartans. He's not wearing his suit. He's fighting other Spartans who, you know, are in their suits and they're kicking his ass.
So
I don't know.
you mentioned this love connection. Was the episode titled Halo Reach Around? Fucking right there.
You should have been on their marketing team, sir.
Making better decisions than they are right now.
Yeah.
How many episodes are left this season?
We've got to be approaching the final. I haven't even kept track.
Has it been renewed for season 2?
I don't know. I haven't heard yet. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I
That's
guess
all I got.
if it's going to be on next week, we'll continue on with our Halo Reach Around talk. But we'll do another show.
There is an episode coming out this Thursday. Okay, so I do know that. I don't know if they've said it's the finale. It's on Paramount Plus app, so you know, internet, you got to look things. I just watch it if it's available.
So I did pay for that app because of
You want to see the Master Chief getting it on, huh?
I did not. I bought it for the Jeremy Renner show. What the fuck was that called?
Mayor of who's
Yeah.
Shit. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah,
Dr.
Mayor
Seuss
of
movie.
yeah, Mayor of that shit, which was actually really good. They did put out a good product with that one. And then I started watching Halo. I watched the first episode. The visual effects were good. I'm glad you keep watching, Clark, because there was nothing for me to draw into it. It was just so far-fetched from the games.
Yeah.
When I saw the trailer for it, I was pretty excited because the trailer made it look pretty sweet, but I have not heard that.
You've had about 2 moments where you're like, yeah, this was the game. 2 out of 8 episodes so far.
Don't you hate that when they don't keep to the original story, though?
Yes.
Mayor of Youngstown.
It doesn't have to be perfectly sticking with it, but you have so much origin content that you can use, and you go and make new content that's just crappier. I mean, I don't get it.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and there's also lore that you could pack it up with too, and they just said fuck it. I don't know.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Witcher do that too? Like just stray away from the origin story, or is that still kind of?
But everybody loved The Witcher, didn't they? Like
Not
The
every-
series,
I
like-
enjoyed it, but
There really isn't an origin story. In the last season 2, they do kind of go into Ciri and her process, which led to Witcher 3, which is an amazing game. I think it stuck to it pretty good.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I haven't read the books or anything, but I think Katrina was texting us saying that they did a pretty good job sticking to the books on season 2. I know season 1 was a little bit off, but
Yeah,
I think they
because
kind of
yeah,
changed
she's
the
done the book. She watched the series, and she's logged a lot of hours on the video game Witcher. So, and she said it was really good. So,
Well, can she get on here and tell us yes or no?
Yeah.
I'll text her, see if she wants to come down.
Yeah, we just need a quick answer, yes or no.
Yeah, we don't.
So I did some looking just now, and the person who Master Chief's love interest is shares a name, Charlie Murphy.
Charlie Murphy.
Charlie Murphy.
That's this actress's name. It's like, oh man, that poor girl.
Yeah.
She's gonna have a rough go.
Fuck.
When the 5 fingers say the face. Slap!
Slap! Good shit.
Oh, fuck.
Joey, are you caught up on Better Call Saul yet?
I was until yesterday, and I didn't watch yesterday. And I also did not watch Barry. So,
You've had 24 hours, Joey.
dude, if you've known what my 24 hours have been, yeah, I could have caught up, but I didn't.
You told on yourself. I was going to feel bad for you, but nope.
Nope.
Not one bit.
No, I had plenty of time. I didn't watch Barry either. I stayed over at Rochelle's, and we were.
Trent, are you able to do a non-spoiler review?
Yeah, kind of. I think so. Yeah,
Kind of, yeah.
I can go ahead. I can mute myself and not hear. That's no big deal.
Bye, Joey.
So, the beginning of the episode is they're back in that veterinary office, and they're giving Saul some kind of medicine. But it never cut back to it, like what they were doing with this. But he's like, "What is this?" He's like, "Oh, it feels like drinking 2 Red Bulls on an empty stomach for about an hour." And like he walks over to the mirror and he's like, "Whoa!" Or like Kim was there and she's like, "What the hell?" And like so Saul walks over to a mirror and like his pupils are like this big. I don't know what he gave him or what they're doing with this, but I thought that was kind of good. And so now Saul gets all his connections from the vet because he handed a book and it had all these connections in it. Like it had the vacuum guy. So that's where Saul got all those. And then this guy's he's done. He's leaving town. Then I can hear myself twice. I'm guessing it's Joey's headphones close to a microphone.
You want me to mute him?
Yes.
There you go. Sounds
That
like
sounds better.
All right, I muted him.
So then they're getting ready to do so before the end of the episode where I was going to talk about the Sandpiper case, we cut to Lalo again, and Lalo is in Germany, and he was talking to the guy's wife who Gus killed that's digging the big lab underneath the laundry place there. And Lalo's trying to get information on this, and he finds a guy that worked with him on it. And it was a pretty cool scene where he chases him and then chops his leg off with an axe. So Lalo's trying to get some information from them about because I think he just wants to know what Gustavo's building and where. So he might be getting somewhere on that. And then Saul and Kim, they're setting up the whole Sandpiper case. And Kim is going to the hearing. And then they're setting up these photos of this other judge. The axe, nice. And it's kind of funny. They're setting up they like made up a guy to look like this other judge, and then there was like photos of him and Saul meeting. Well, Saul runs into this guy in a liquor store and his arm's in a cast and his arm's broken. So now those photos are no good and their plan is ruined. So, and that's where the episode ended because Saul called Kim and he's like, this ain't going through. His arm's broke. Game off. And she goes, it's happening today. She turns her car around. And that's where the episode ended. So Monday, this coming Monday, is the final episode before the break, which the more episodes will come out in June, I believe. So final episode for a month or so. All right, Joey.
Oh, a little close there, Joey.
You're good. You're good, Joey. You're good. No more spoilers.
And now to Barry.
That's how Saul died.
Yeah, now to Barry, Joey.
Oh.
Barry, we're going to Barry, Joey.
What's that?
We're gonna go to Barry.
All right, bye.
Joey didn't listen to that either. Okay.
Hey, Brian, did you watch it this week?
Yep.
What'd you think?
It really paid off. We talked about last week. It was just an episode really setting everything up, and they finally paid off so many things, and it does it in such a classic Barry fashion. You know, like he gets back with NoHo Hank, and then he wants to do a job for him, and they want him to bomb the Chechens. Simple enough. But then you have the bit where it's like they have the bomb out in the middle of that parking lot, and just him walking and like the classic of like as carefully as he can carry that box and shit. And I just like I'll let you do the rest. I love the bomb bit where it's like then
the detonation part was the best.
Yes, the detonation part, and it's like that there is an app hotline, and she's like, "Oh, you have an issue detonating. Have you connected your Bluetooth?" And
yeah, they're using it with their phone through Bluetooth.
Yeah,
trying to detonate a bomb.
Yeah, well, I can't remember what the username was. It was something like Berkman the bomb, or some blows up or some shit. It just. I mean, I don't know how they do such a good job of mixing the action that they have in it, because they can really have some, like season 1 when I was just rewatching the clip when he kills his buddy that basically says he's gonna go to the cops and admits that like he doesn't know that his wife doesn't know he's there. Like they can have such a serious and awesome moment like that where they draw out those big moments with silence, and it's amazing how good of an actor Bill Hader is. And then you completely 180 it of him pretending to be on that hotline with someone about a Bluetooth bomb. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know.
So funny.
It's hard to. I really do find when you're talking with people about Barry, I think it's a little hard to describe because it's like, oh, is it a comedy? It's like, yeah, but there's also a lot of action parts, and there's also
it's definitely a dark comedy.
Yeah, that's probably the best way. It is a dark comedy because there is some action parts to it as well. Like golly, now this is just me spouting off how much I love Barry. Season 2, when he is trying to not kill that jiu-jitsu champion, and then his daughter comes home, and it's like it's a long scale, like probably it feels like a 10 to 15 minute scene, and it might be 3 long shots. Like they have some amazing cinematography. Just
the best part about that scene was it was single camera, so it's like slowly moving from room to room, and you see action. Somehow seeing action happening off screen. You know what's going on, but the camera takes so long to pan over it, and it's just a one camera shot. It's done so brilliantly, and I think that was Bill Hader's first episode directing, actually, too.
Yeah. No, they do an awesome job, and it's like one of those, like, clearly we know Bill Hader's the one doing the fights, but using that type of shot like that, where it gives them enough time for the stunt double to come out, him to come back in, with the mask. Yeah, I mean, I guess back to the current episode. I mean, like I said, it was episode 3 was really setting up everything, and then 4 paid off in so many different ways, and there's so many. I'd probably say about 4 main storylines, and how they can get it done in like 30 minutes is astounding to me.
It was finally kind of a longer episode this time, and it needed to be. It wasn't like 23 minutes like episode 3 was. This one was close to a half hour.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
But
32:19 is what it was.
yeah. And so like you go back to episode 3, we said this was going to be a setup episode. You had the end where Fuchs was talking to the lady about the story about the Panthers kind of getting an army together. Well, now he's going back and saying, "Okay, this is the guy who killed this father, your father. This is where he lives, all this." And then you have going back to the first episode where Barry's trying to help Mr. Kuzno out, coming and screaming at Sally. And I think it's a little overboard that her the other actress comes and says, "Oh, Barry's abusive. He went, we know he's a bad guy, but all she saw was him yell at her at the job. She doesn't know. I think that's a little bit crazy.
I think there's going to be more to that storyline for sure. Because even though now they're broke up, I think there's going to be something that comes to it.
Well, so they're broke up, and he has to move out of the apartment, and that's where Fuchs is telling everybody where Barry lives. So now it's just Sally living there.
Mm-hmm.
Where when this army that Fuchs is trying to build up is going to go to this apartment and try to kill Barry, and
I didn't even think of that, to be honest. So
yeah, and so now you just have Sally living there. So yeah, there's a lot of, like I said, there's probably 4 different storylines going on. You've got the redemption of Mr. Kuzno, which was pretty funny too, where they're like, "Yep, they called you a fuck shit, a fuck, a dumb fuck, an ass fuck." Like everyone hated you, and now just because of your one line in the last episode, everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, he's redeemed. We got to get him."
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, like they starts that scene in the car of the insults he's heard, and then it just cuts back to him like 3 minutes later after a Barry scene, and then they're in like a store, and they also be called an asshole, a dipshit, numbnuts. Like he's been talking for 15 minutes, all the insults he's heard. So
Trent,
so
did
yeah,
you freeze?
Did I freeze?
What?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. You're just stoic. I like it.
very
yeah,
stoic.
he's just stacking. But yeah, I said it after I watched the first 2 seasons. I truly believe this is the best show on TV right now. It's just got so much going for it.
Oh, HBO is just the fucking best.
No, Netflix is.
No.
Joey, I can't remember what we talked about last week. Are you gonna give the new Game of Thrones, House of Dragons, a chance?
Oh, am I giving it a chance?
Yeah.
I'm
You are
gonna
you're
watch.
pumped for it?
Yeah, like 8 p.m. every Sunday, just hard as a rock, just ready
He
to
has
go.
already changed his MILF schedule around. He's got a whole new planner.
Man, you have no idea. Like I spent so much time on Game of Thrones, the actual show, between watching the show 3 times a week, listening to like 3-hour podcasts. I probably spent 40 hours a week on Game of Thrones. I love that show. So House of Dragons is getting all my attention. And I know not a lot of people liked season 8. I also didn't like how it ended. I love the production of everything of season 8. It was just amazing. So of course I'm going to watch House of Dragons. But one of my favorite things, and you brought it up, Bryant, was I don't know how to explain Barry to my friends, and
It's so hard.
Like, yeah, there's 2 people on the podcast that don't watch it, in Clark and Trent, and so if we were trying to sell it to these 2, how would you go about it? Because I have a hard time being like, oh, this is just Bill Hader, like he's funny and he shoots people. Like I don't know how to sell this up.
I mean, the premise itself is pretty funny. It's a guy. It's a former Marine, Marine, who comes back. He doesn't. He gets taken
PTSD.
out of service. He gets taken out of service because of something bad that he did. But he comes back to the United States, and basically he's hired as a hitman. But as he becomes a hitman, but as he's a hitman, he has to take a job in Los Angeles, where all of a sudden he has a new passion for acting and wants to give up the hitman life. That's a pretty funny premise in itself.
Yeah, I think if you said it like that and you go, and you tell people again, if you appreciate comedy, you say Bill Hader, people you're going to give it a chance. And then I think whenever you call it, you ever say, and also Henry Winkler's in it. I think a lot of people think, I'll give it a shot. It's the Fonz, Henry Winkler. Just like Little Nicky, Henry Winkler's in it.
And
gets stung by bees.
It's not just the Fonz. It's Stefan.
Stefan and the Fonz.
Yeah. And Herb Welch. I did go and watch the Name That Person skit.
Mhm.
Brian, that you recommended. Oh my gosh, that's so damn funny.
Exactly.
So damn funny.
I mean, he plays that one perfectly. Speaking of Stephen Root, who's Fuchs in this show, I did happen to just watch. I rewatched Office Space this weekend, and he's Milton with the stapler. If you haven't watched it, it's definitely worth the 90 minutes of just. Now that I've been in the workspace for 10, close to 10 years, 8 years, it really hits home with just like, I think I'm just going to stop paying bills and, fuck this work and, show up late and classic.
So that's another thing too. We talk about how Bill Hader can, for me, I give him a lot of credit for being, he's so funny, but he plays this role so good too as a hitman, as just this asshole. You look at him, whatever, I can't remember the guy's name that plays Fuchs that you just said. Yeah, I mean, I know him as the voice of Bill from King of the Hill and the L is for Love guy from Dodgeball. So he plays these goofy freaking roles, like you said, in Office Space. And then he comes here and he's a fixer. And he's just this asshole that you just
He's Bill?
hate. He's Bill. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he's Bill.
All right.
And so yeah, you look at the prior roles and you're like, how can these people play in these type of characters? And they're so damn good at it.
Yeah.
And how do we forget Stephen Root? He was also in the Book of Boba Fett, guys. Don't you remember his huge part? He was the one that was trying to upsell on water. Anyone?
Yeah, you guys sold that series so well.
Yeah.
It was great when it became the Mandalorian.
Well, if you look up the the Book of Boba Fett final poster, and all posters now is just center of it is the photo of every person that's in the movie. He has the smallest figure on there. It's like here's Boba Fett, Mando, Ahsoka or whatever, Luke, and then it's like this little speck on there. You can tell it's his face, but he's got the smallest portion on that fucking poster there.
The only poster that they're not all in is the Kentucky Derby.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, pull that up.
Holy shit!
I did not. Yeah, I didn't pay attention to that.
Yeah, I wouldn't lie to you about that.
No, I just wanted to see it. So
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What I want to sell to all our listeners and everybody else is HBO is the way to go. It is the best. It will give you all the best content. You can live on HBO for at least a year and a half.
Easily.
And they're not tracking multiple logins from different locations like Netflix is trying to.
I think there's nobody have 7 logins on mine now. So
on your what?
I think I have 7 logins on mine right now. So
Jesus.
Okay. I don't know.
Each with their own name, so HBO knows that there's multiple people using mine.
You're doing the world a service, Joey. We thank you for your contributions.
They're proud of you.
I mean, if it gets someone onto HBO, I will give you my login because it's that fucking good.
I just sent the poster to the group chat. Ryan, when you get a second, if you can do the screenshot. If I knew how to do it, I'd do it. But I want you to try and find Stephen Root that you showed his character on the just now. I want you to try and find him on that fucking poster there.
Oh, I see him. Yeah.
You see how tiny he is? They gave him no respect. Luke was in a couple episodes. So yeah, he's gonna be a little bit bigger and a bigger star, obviously. You have to zoom in on that. He's if you look at Jabba the Hutt,
I was gonna say
right shoulder there.
Is he? Yeah. Okay, I see him.
He's behind the other characters by his shoulder there. Yeah, that little. You can zoom in. I just thought that was how.
I don't think I can.
They tried to make him a character for an episode or two, and he was a big enough name where they're like, "Yeah, we'll put you on the poster, bud." And then he's the smallest fucking figure. He's like a freckle on Boba Fett's ass there.
So if they're gonna make a series, like why don't they make a Jabba the Hutt series instead of Boba Fett? You know, just
I mean, honestly, they might. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if there was like Jabba Wars or some shit coming up.
I'm pretty
We're waiting for
sure
that Jar Jar Binks series.
I'm pretty sure I tweeted that, didn't I? With it was you guys started talking about Boba Fett, and I tweeted a picture of whatever the dude is that I was just talking about, Jabba the Hutt. And I was like, if you told me this was Boba Fett, I'd have believed you. I had no clue. Like I've never seen it.
Jabba the Hutt was supposed to be a big Scotsman from space. Have you ever seen the original scene of that? It's just this big old fat guy that walks around rather than this big old slug.
It's like Fat Bastard from Austin Powers.
Basically, yeah. That bastard in space. Then it's the scene when him and Han are like walking to the Millennium Falcon. Yeah, and he's just this big old fat Scottish guy, just fucking. So, well, shit.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we're getting to 2 hours. Should we kind of shut this?
Yeah,
down?
I'm kind of hitting the wall here myself.
Yeah, this is
I
gonna be a
wanted to-
short one, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
our agenda was the shortest ever, and it ends up being one of our longest. It's great.
I think that's good,
I
though.
wanted to. This will be out on Friday. I'm currently almost posting the golf one. The PGA Championship preview will be the Wednesday episode, so take a look at that or give that a listen. And then come listen to our hilariousness on Friday again if you've
Go
been watching this.
Listen to that. Heckle Kevin.
Mustang and everything.
Heckle Kevin, yeah. I gave him crap today. I'm like, you need to get your Asian ladyboy bots to start.
If they can
Start
start retweeting this.
He said he cleaned up. He said he cleaned up his Twitter. He didn't know that he had all that
Oh,
stuff.
Kevin.
In his defense, I will go in his defense here. He wasn't following all of them; they were following him.
See, that's
But,
different. I think it's okay if they follow him. You know,
Yeah,
you don't need to clean that up.
And now
They should
Kevin will
stand.
never win anything ever again.
They need
Wait,
to start
did he
retweeting this
have-
stuff.
Did he have a win? Did he win that bag that was behind him last night? There's
Yes.
a tag on there. That motherfucker.
Showing it off.
Shocker.
Rubbing it in our face.
Fucking Kevin.
Yep.
That's
Kevin. Kevin, come on here and fight me. Let's go. Let's fight. I'm tired of your shit. I'm tired of you just hawking our cast and just doing your thing. Like, fuck you, man. Bring it
Never
on,
even
Kevin.
chimed in tonight. What kind of fan is he? Probably didn't even
Yeah, what
watch.
the
Oh
hell?
shit! I got a rando from the bar to chime in on a podcast, and you didn't get to do shit,
Yep.
Kevin.
Oh, so here's the different beer I'm drinking. I sent you this. It's the Serpents in the Garden.
Mm-hmm.
Surly out of, I think it's in Minneapolis.
Yep.
They
Yeah.
call this a sour. It's not like the really tart sour like I like. This is one that's like it's pretty hoppy. So it's kind of like a Joey would like it, Brian would like, the IPA. It's kind of like a fruit IPA. It's sour. It's weird. But I after I drank the first one, I told you guys I hated it, but it's kind of growing on me. So
Well, what is it, like apple flavored or what is it?
well,
Because last time we had serpents in the garden, God created sin. So I mean, that's what I was,
Is it hoppy
It's a-
like a Natter Day?
yeah. It's an imperial kettle sour ale brewed with strawberries, black currants, vanilla, and lactose.
that
It's
ain't apple. Okay.
fruity, tart, and tempting. It's 9.4% alcohol by volume.
Tempting.
So you know what Imperial means? Just they brewed it twice, so doesn't mean there's any more hoppiness.
It's hoppy. It is hoppy.
It's also got some milk in there.
Yeah,
Yep.
yep, sure does. That's
No,
why
it
it's good
doesn't.
for your bones.
Better drink more of it, then, buddy. So,
Yep.
All
All
right.
right.
We're 1 minute out from 2 hours. Let's wrap this thing up.
We're wrapping this up here. Thank you for following along. We do appreciate it. Again, get a hold of us. Let us know what you want to hear us talk about. I mean, this was pretty random. We can make it more random. So, Joey, how can everybody get a hold of us?
Oh shit! I only have 50 seconds. At Heartland Pulse, Twitter and Instagram. Brian's giving the wrap up. Look us up on Facebook and Twitter. Search Pulse of the Heartland. Tuesdays, just follow us live and follow us on your or listen to us on all of the major streaming apps. That's all I got. I hope that was good.
You'd be a terrible auctioneer, Joey.
Yep.
Jesus.
All right. Have a good weekend.
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks.